Hey everybody, what is happening? Ish Daily Ish, and I am bringing you my Madden 15 offensive ebook here. I've been running the Rams book all year. I know sometimes I do say it in the videos, but not everybody picks it up. And this is the squad. I'm running with it now, just so you get an idea of the personnel you want to use when doing this. Steve Smith in the slot has just been amazing. I just picked up the Evans. I've had really good luck with the big play like Calvin guys, and Mike Evans is my number one. I had Jerry there for a while, wasn't great, and Fitz has been the best number two I've used so far. Basically, everybody's got a block. You know that they've got to be able to run good routes, catch balls, a good catch in traffic, and block. That's what I'm looking for. And if I can get speed, obviously, you know that's like that Steve Smith. I'm going to use it. So let's see. Now this this video, I'm going to break down the single back formations. I have to do this in two parts because it's a little long, but this is right now. This is the single back jumbo. Rams playbook single back jumbo is the formation here, and on this one, basically just off the bat, if for some reason you guys may not know this right there, you see the play is designed to go to the right, but if you flick the right analog stick in the way you want to go, you can flip it to the left without changing the formation. So I'll take that play, flip it to the left, you know, and this goes with all the runs. I'm just kind of breaking it down. This is the halfback misdirection. I really like these runs with guys like Jamal Charles, maybe Barry, somebody who can turn, you know, get in and turn. This guy's not really designed for that. He's not that quick, but I can just show you at least how to run it. You know, they don't really have the greatest personnel, but a lot of times I like to use Brady and Gronk when I'm running my test games. If you're running for the Rams, because I find that those are some of the key players on my team, so they give me at least somewhat of reference. So I'm going to be focusing more on the pass plays. I will on occasion just just point out a run I might use, but for the most part, you guys know what you're doing there. You understand the runs by now, you know, and the overplayed type ones. So here we go off the bat in this play. This was the PA wide drag wheel. As you see, I'm going to take the running back in this formation. I'm going to put him on a wheel. Automatically, that shows him off to the side there. And then I'm going to motion him to the left, though. So you take the running back, put him on the wheel, motion him out left. There's your RB. As you see the route there by A, he takes on this. Sometimes I will take A and put it into a drag instead of that, because it's kind of weird. When he makes that cut up, it can be a dangerous throw. Just know that if you go to him. My progression on this play is going to be X, RB, and then A. As you see, I show there on the drag. So right off the bat, sometimes X is going to hit this little slot, and he's a great one to throw to. Right there, I had to make the second read, and just got to watch if anyone comes out to the flat on the running back. That pass also can go deep. If you catch man coverage on the running back, and you have a fast running back, and you catch a linebacker on this guy, you're going to get a big play down the sideline. You're going to hit it 30, 40 yards. And right there, I'm just hitting that window with X. Sometimes the window's bigger. I look at that one right off the bat. That's why, again, a lot of these plays, I will take 8, 10-yard plays, and that time, you know, it's just computer sometimes does weird. I just run randoms. But you sometimes will basically need guys with high catch and traffic, so as I get at, because some of these plays are going to get hit, you know, like that. That play, like I say, but again, I'm not a big favorite of that one on the wheel on there. So right here, as you see, I'm putting some streaks out there on Y and X. This is just something you can do to mix this up every so often. You know, you look at that, both those guys burn that. It's just, you know, you want to change the play up from time to time. That is an option I will put on there. All plays, basically, you've got to, you know, you can't come out with the same thing. You've got to throw twists on it from time to time. I'll mention those as I realize what I do. I'm not giving you everything I do. You know what I mean? They would just be too much, too long. But I just want to at least go and highlight some of the plays that I do care for here. And this is the mesh play out of this formation. Again, we're in the jumbo, running the mesh. So I'm going to take the running back here. I put him on a streak. Again, it shows him to the left but when you motion him to the right. So you want to basically, I did flip this, but basically that C route there, I want to motion him to the side of the C route, so whichever side that guy is, and basically I can leave A there. So right there, as you see, we've got these little flood type techniques. We're going to hit different parts of the field here. You need the left side you do whatever with, but again, I'm going to go, you know, I'm going to have like an A, RB, X sort of, you know, read on that. That's why I'm going to read that play. I don't go in, guys, you don't go in assuming ever who you want to pass to begin with, unless this is a bomb and you just, you know, at the end, you know that. But I do, you know, I do try to have progressions in how I read plays. So basically you want to have those set up to the timings of the route. Who's going to get open first? And, and basically if you could time it out the way those plays are, and that one worked real good. And, if you catch man, certain coverages. And that way, however you set your plays up, whether you run mine or anything, that's the way I like to do it. I like to try to at least set up like a 3-step read in a play if I can, and then figure out the timing of it, how it's going to work against coverages. You have to know your hot routes, especially. And basically try to build plays off of that. So you can do this with any book, really. I mean, this book I started because I liked some of the run plays when I first started the game, and I ended up just sticking with it and modifying it, and it just became my book. So that's just, that's why I just have stuck with it. But this works with anything, really. But like I say, these are more concepts. And again, the A was open there early. I would have normally hit that in a normal game. That was my first read. But I want to show you that final read. If you do ever drag somebody across, that's like a 4th read in that play. So just to know. So now we're going to go Singleback Ace here. This one's more... it's a balanced one. So running in general it can be fun in that. It could be nice because you can flip plays. They don't know where you're going. That's why I just showed this one probably one time. Again, you come out, flick that right analog to the left if you want to flip it, and that flips it. And I take those and I bend those. If you see a hole, you take it. And of course, read the coverages on there, because any of those, if you're trying to bounce out a misdirection, just change it to a dive. Like for example, right here, if they're going to give you, the holes off the guards, you take that. But that again, most of you guys know all that stuff by now. It's just that's what it is. But just pointing out that's a good formation, at least for balanced running. And I'm going to pull one pass play out of that ace formation. It's a PA boot right there. I don't really run it a lot, but it's just something that every so often I'll just pull out. I just motion B to the left. I will block the running back because I don't want the play action in there. Normally this will just progress to the left to the right. The Y, A, and then the B. The B route, if you really practice that play, the B, even I only put it in here once. That B route is really fun to work with. So that's why I really run that plays. When you motion that B route over, and if you have timing, he can cut, and then when he cuts back into the field, he normally gets good separation. So here we go, Singleback Ace. And in this one, your flanker dives are good. Z spots are pretty good. Corner strike, those typical plays in there. 0-1 trap is going to, of course, be a solid run out of this formation. And again, this is just the Singleback Ace. I think this was just one more of the misdirection type runs. Again, I'm just trying to show you, how to. If you already run between the tackles, this doesn't really matter. But any of these blasts, these type of plays, that was just an edge run on that play, but I treat them, most of those, the same basically. If I have a hole off the tackle, I'll take that, but otherwise I bounce it out and try to make the play. And the Singleback Ace pair here, this one's got I would say some rollout type plays. If you're into that, those do have a lot. I don't really run those a lot. But when I was running Otto Graham, I ran out of that formation a bit though. So if you have a quarterback like that or Aaron Rodgers or not, there's some fun sets in this to use. This one's the TE attack though. I'm going to run this one a few times. This one I'll bust out in the game again. I just take B. I put him on the drag. It's going to be an A, R, B. B is my read. This is what I'm looking for in the progressions of the play. A, R, B, and then B. And I've got A there. I will pass lead that to the towards the left side there basically. Use your leads as see fit. But that's basically it. That play is open a decent amount. Certain plays again, it's and that one I'm motioning the B across. If you time those right, you sometimes get those turbo takeoffs, but plays when you guys know how to use her, you got to worry about some sort of crossing routes if you don't have a decent design. So at least make sure you're spreading the user out before you make a throw, like one of those between say Gronk, the tight end right there, and the wide receiver underneath. That's all. And I can show you how I set these plays up, but knowing when to run them, knowing how to read that coverage in there, that's something you're just gonna have to practice and get used to. But again, this far into the game, I'm gonna assume a lot of you guys know how to do that already, so you might be able to pick up this pretty quick. So again, we got the A, R, B, B is what I'm looking at. And this time I do hit that one. I would say that's the least. The RB is probably the least used out of that. It's the least open. But again, if you kind of can see, like right in there, the defender was backpedaling, and he never turned around to run with my guy. So I knew really that was his coverage. He was sitting in the zone. He kind of sat there, so I knew I can get it behind him. So again, it's just stuff that you pick up when you learn the nuances of the game and how players react. So we had a single back here, single back tight bunch here. What's this look like? Oh, single back double zone we're going to go to first. Sorry. Number 5 is 7. Sometimes when you write these down, guys, you notice they're numbered, so you don't have to write down the names. You can write down the numbers of them. Okay, and this is the PAHB wheel formation. I'm going to take the running back and block him. I'm going to take A, and I'm going to put him on a streak. So you can see it comes out here. This is going to be an A, Y, X. This is how I read this play. A coming up. You get a great seam play here. I hit this one quite often. You've got to get comfortable, get practice, get the timing, know where the user is on this one, know what side of the field he plays on, obviously. Watch him. I'm going to throw that out there because you're going to kill the computer with the plays I'm giving you, but the users are the only things that really can stop you or you just making bad decisions, bad reads. But if you don't force them and you just do your progressions, you're going to kill it. You're going to be fine. Again, we got the A, the Y, the X. Again, I'll go through. A was covered. I didn't like that. I could have hit Y, but I'm going to try and just show you what some of these look like in here. So I could have hit Y, but I saw above him X. Sometimes, even though you can see the Y, the way some of these routes will break close enough that you can eyeball both of them. And if I see that the deep receiver's open, which he was there also, and it looks like, if you got man trailing, I'll hit that one, even though he's my third progression. There, Y was open by a larger margin. It was easier play. X possibly could have done it also, but just to know. And right over here, this is another version of it here. You can just basically take A, you put him on a drag there, and you take X and you put him on a streak. And you can hit this out to the running back. I mess with this one just a little bit. You can look Y, basically like with a Y, A, R, B. But the thing with this one is sometimes the way they break out of the grouping between the tight end, which is Gronk there, and the running back, sometimes they get a little clustered and they don't break at the same time. B sometimes will just rock it out there. So this one, you just kind of want to watch that side of the field. I don't really do the typical progressions on that. It's just it's the whole area of that field you can kind of eyeball. But in progressions, I will be doing the X followed by the A, which was on a slant. I said that wrong before, and then RB. And as you can see on one of these coming up here, if you let this play develop and you get the right coverage, the running back's going to hit you for a really big play right there. Again, you can drive. You're driving off already with that X. That's why you put him on that streak, because he's going to drive off the deep coverage, and it's going to allow the running back basically to get open for a pretty nice gain in the right coverage. Basically you see the breakdown of it here just on the replay. See, we're already driving off the top end of it, and Gronk's going to basically take the other guy and pull him to the sidelines. So as long as you don't have a blitz on you, you got time to make the throw right there in that window. Big chunk. I'll hit those quite often. And we'll go one more play out of the single back tight doubles on. This is, I probably use this one more for a bomb play. This is a deeper play. I'm going to run this one, Steve Smith. Get your slot receiver. Get some speed out here in number 2. I'm going to take him on Y. Put Y on the streak here. With B, you can leave that, but he can get muddled up when he comes across, or you can take B, put him on a drag. I do put him on a drag a lot, and then I motion out the receiver there before I snap it, because there's just the way they cross. That time, I didn't cancel the the play action with there. And if you can do that, if you can hike the ball and you can hit RT, it will cancel play actions for you automatic without even having to put the guy in block. In case you didn't know, because this play right here off of that first streak, like I say, I do use it as a deep bomb, but also it can be open for that 15 to 20 yard area also in the field. It depends where the coverage is. You just got to read that and see where it is. And then coming across, that's how that looks underneath. This is going to be a primary one. I normally don't try and force stuff, but this is one where I'll tend to. I want that wide receiver. I'm really going for a bigger play normally. If it's not open right there, I'll just let him fly and throw it deep and see what happens. Even with Steve Smith, I rarely get that picked off. But if I'm doing a play like that, a lot of times it's desperation also. But here we go. This is just New England, and there's a touchdown. They don't even have great receivers. I think I do try to sub in somebody a little faster later, but that's all it is. So. Thanks for checking this part out, guys. I'm going to have part 2 coming. It would have been too long otherwise. So I'll see you in the next segment. I hope you at least enjoyed the little starter session here.
In the gate of the audience, I am the lyricist.